Shire. Today is a little bit different. I got inspired by my last build video, so today I created two wheels, one to decide the design or style of the room, and then one to decide the actual room. So let's just jump in. This is the first part here, because it got very big very quickly. I don't know what happened. I just started adding stuff and it went wild. So it's basically just a jumbled mess of random rooms that the wheel picked. So I took you through a couple of rooms. Right now we're in a bedroom with a walk-in closet. And then I don't remember what the style was. Let me look. It was it was modern farm bedroom. Okay? That was what that one was. And then now we're in like the basement, and this one was a Mediterranean basement villa. Like, what are these like room themes? I just got them from like ChatGPT. I just told it to generate me like 10 or 15 random themes, and then I just put them in the wheel. So I didn't pick any of these. I had the chat do this for me. And then this is a steampunk bathroom. And then this hallway was like jungle, and then this room was just secret room with cottage living vibes. So that's what we got. And so let me take you through how I actually did all. Oh yeah. I forgot about this room. This is just like a mud room, and I think it was like gothic. So this is my first wheel I spun, and like I said, I got modern farmhouse. Yay. But yeah, I basically just started off with the wheel. No planning whatsoever, just the wheel. And I just started from there. I didn't do a floor plan, I didn't do anything. I just built the bedroom as a farmhouse bedroom, I guess. So yeah, it was very chaotic and very messy. So I don't know if I like it yet. I have to see it all completed and whatnot. But this was the room I first started with, and I actually really like this room. And I wish I had a whole house like this, but that's not what this is. Every room is different, okay? And then if I had to like connect a room to somewhere, if I like didn't leave a space, I would add a hallway. So I did like the room, and if I needed a space to connect the other room, I would connect like a hallway. And then sometimes I just spun the wheel to get that hallway, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is supposed to be like farmhousey. So I tried to use the what was it? The horse ranch stuff. I think I did for like the flooring and then some of the side pieces. And then it was also modern farmhouse. So I used a more modern couches and stuff like that. So I think I did pretty good. And then every time I finish like a room, I try to do the exterior of it as well, so I remember to do it. And then I just, in the middle of the build, I figured I'm only gonna do the 2 floors and then the basement level. So that's it. So it's technically 3 floors, okay? And so I think I add a room on top of this, so you don't get to see the roof yet. But anytime I finish off like a final piece, I just paint the roof. So it's gonna be a collagey, messy build. And then, like I said, this is only part 1 because it got really big. And I was like, wow, I have a lot of footage. And this is gonna be a really long part. So I was like, I'll just make them both like 30 minutes long-ish. Maybe 40 minutes. We'll see how much longer I have to do. But I tried not to let you see, but I've already done a couple of the other rooms on the other side. But I'm only showing you the ones I just did. So, yeah. And I've done this over a couple days now already, and I'm only done with like half of this. None of this is here anymore, because I couldn't remember what I put. I came back the next day, all of my clutter was gone. It was just gone. It was just the clutter. Like, I don't know what happened. It was the clutter there, and then on my bedside tables, and it was all the clutter in my kitchen. I don't understand. And it was like random pieces of clutter. Not like all of the clutter disappeared. It was just random pieces. It was probably because they were in a bad like spot because I used the build cheats. But I feel like that was also not it. So I don't really know how they all disappeared. So some of it might not be the same as you see here. But yeah, we're already done with that. I right now so far from me seeing the rest of the build, I think this bedroom is my favorite. And I only have one bedroom because the wheel never gave me another bedroom. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna override the wheel and make the last 2 rooms bedrooms because I want at least 3 bedrooms. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the bathrooms. I want at least 3 bathrooms. So yeah. This was, if you missed it, a Mediterranean villa basement. So I was really stumped when it gave me that. So I had to go to Pinterest, and I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. It was very like, what is this like kit right here? It was very much like that, in that style, stony, orange, and tan, stuff like that, and like plant like. Okay, it was very like that. And I was like, okay, I can do like a little indoor pool. I barely ever do like an indoor pool. So I was like, I'll do that. Okay? I'll do a pool. And I like this one too. I like this room. And so far, like, I was pretty happy with the combinations I was getting. I was like, okay, I'm really loving this. Okay. It kind of flows. It kind of goes together, but it also kind of does not at all. But yeah, we'll see how we go at the very end, because I'm still unsure of what exactly I'm going to do. Because I place a couple rooms in the beginning, and I just branch off of basically, and then once I get like a good 2 or 3 rooms going, I then start doing a floor plan of sorts of what I imagine it would look like. Because I didn't want to make like a full floor plan and not even get that room type. Okay. But I made sure that I got at least like a full functioning house. Okay, I have the basics, the kitchen, the living room, bathrooms, and then at least 1 bedroom for now. And then like I said, I'm hoping I'm gonna get the at least 3 bedrooms. And then I somehow ended up with tons of patio space. I don't know how, but that's where it ended up. And I don't know why I chose such a large lot. I'm on a 40 by 30 for some reason. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Okay? And I also just realized my screen is cut off. My bad. That was because I was doing the wheel and I had scrunched in the screen. So I'll have to fix that. Whoops. I just realized that. My bad, guys. But you can still see everything most of the time. Just some of the, what is this? The catalog's cut off. I just noticed that. My bad. But yeah, we're almost done with this. I like what I've done. And I don't know why, but when I was doing this, like this open staircase down, it gave me such trouble. I don't know what was the issue. I had to, I at first I had it up in the air on like a, what is it called? Not a platform, just the foundation. I had a little bit of foundation going originally, but once I tried to do this like open drop down, it didn't like that at all. It was glitching and showed half of the floor open into the sky. It was very weird, and I was cursing. I was dropping F-bombs and whatnot. Okay, so I didn't like that part, but I do like the actual build. Okay, I like what I have going on here. And then if you missed it, I did like this another open staircase out into the actual garden or lot, I guess. And I did this like overhang piece. Like I've been doing this a lot. I've done this a couple times already. This like overhang with these like, I don't know what you would call these exactly, but it's an overhang with a bunch of plants. Okay, that's what I did. And I'm just raising all the plants with the 9 in a 0 key to get them where I want them. But yeah, I really like what I've got going on. And then it slowly just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, wow, why is this so big? It's taking me forever. But I was having fun, so. And then I got French Country, which really threw. Well, no. French Country actually. No, it wasn't this one. French Country actually looked pretty good next to the Mediterranean because it was still like pretty tiley and like brown and tan. So I used some of the same stuff and whatnot, but I think it still looks pretty good. And I overuse these. I've been overusing these. What is this from? This is from the For Rent pack. I really like these kitchen pieces. I don't know why. But I really like that. And for like every single category, I just looked up that exact category. But I can't say it. I've been saying it wrong for the past 5 minutes. Category. What the heck? I just realized that. I can't speak today. Okay, it's category. I just typed in every category into Pinterest to get like an inspo picture. And I pretty much tried to match what I saw and took bits and pieces that I liked. But sadly, all that clutter that I just carefully placed in every single little cubby to make it not look so duplicated on every shelf is gone. Okay? And I didn't redo it because I was mad. Maybe I'll do it at the end. But it all got deleted. Like I said, most of my clutter was just gone. And then half of my cabinets were gone. But like, the last room I did was not this room. It was the walk-in closet was the last room. But all of my kitchen stuff got deleted. And none of my closet stuff got deleted. I don't know what was happening. It has to be like how I did the cheats and raised them up. But whatever. It was whatever. Okay? Whatever. I just added a chair, a living, what is this? I can't speak anymore. Like I said, I'm having trouble today. I just added this, seating area here because I wasn't sure if I was going to put a full dining space at this point, and guess what? I didn't. So, that's out. No dining. Just this little kitchen area. But there is a lot of space to eat and whatnot. But, like you've seen in, like, the intro where I showed you everything, there's not even an entry to the whole house yet. There's no entryway yet. But the way I came in is where I'm thinking it's going. Because there's a hallway and then there's, like, another door. So I'm thinking the entry goes through this kitchen, I think. And then it branches off to the living area. I think. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, I like what's happening here, and then, like I said, I end up deleting some things when I go to add a different room. So, yeah. I have to make space for all the doorways and stuff. So it's very mix-matchy, because one door is from the other style, and then the other door is from this style. So, I don't know. I tried my best to make it somehow work. I don't know if I've succeeded at all, but I've tried my best. But I've actually been having fun with this, okay? I thought I would hate it because I hate mismatchy. I want it all to look great together, but obviously a steampunk bathroom does not go with Mediterranean villa. Or does it, guys? Or does it? I actually really like the steampunk bathroom. I think it was top 3. Yeah, I think I like I said, the bedroom, then the basement, and then the bathroom. Those were pretty high up. That were pretty good. And then I got a freaking walk-in closet. I don't know. Stupid walk-in closet. It did throw me off. I was like, oh, a walk-in closet already? I only have one bedroom. I went back to the one bedroom I did, and I was like, I can fit it here, but that kind of messes up my original plan. I was going to put a different room here, but I just made this a closet, and then next to it, a long hallway. So it kind of threw me off when it said closet, because I was just going in the order of what it gave me. Like I said, it's a hot mess. But yeah, so this was, what was this? A postmodern closet. So I actually seen some cool ones on Pinterest, but we don't really have the right things to make what exactly I wanted. But I just did this instead. They had cool, like, crown molding in, like, the archways and whatnot, but I just did simple ones to keep it pretty clean. And then they had, like, this cool built-in shelf and closet area, so that's what I did. I think it's cute. I don't know. I don't really know. Is this postmodern? I tried. Okay? And then the ending of this doesn't exactly look like this. I switch it around a bit when I come back. the next day and I realized the layout was a little weird in my opinion, so I switched it up a little bit. And then I keep forgetting when I finish a room and I start the next room, I realize I forgot windows. So I come back and add windows. I'm like, oh yeah, the windows would be nice. Okay? So there was a lot of rooms at one point where I was like, oh, there's no windows. I think I need a window here. Okay? So I tend to go back and add windows a lot. That was my issue here. Cause I'm used to putting all the windows in first instead of last, I guess. But yeah. I had fun, okay? And then this one was pretty quick for me. This only took me like 10 minutes. So this was the quickest room, I think. And yeah, the bathrooms were pretty quick, I will say. Except for the steampunk one, because I had to put a bunch of piping and stuff up there. And for the life of me, I took the longest time trying to find all like the ducts and the piping that I was trying to like, because steampunk is like a lot of like pipes, I guess. I don't know. That's what I saw. It was a lot of pipes. And then it had like cool like tiling, because I looked up steampunk and then I looked up steampunk bathroom. And some did pop up. There was like a lot of like cool, colorful tiles and brown stuff. So that's the vibe I went for. I don't know if I succeeded up there, but that's what I went for. Yeah, I'm trying my best to separate the different sections. I don't know what's the story behind the house. I don't really know what the story is yet. I don't know. Maybe this could be like a apartment, and so there's like two or three different families living here, and they're all friends maybe, and they've just built it up over the years and then renovated to make this part modern over this older. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I'll have to think hard about the family, because I have to definitely make a family for this. It's gonna be chaotic. I don't know. It's chaotic already. But yeah. Yeah. I really like. I don't know. I suddenly went upstairs. I don't know, because I felt like this was a secret cottage, a secret room, and then the style was cottage. So I just basically used cottage living. Basically. And then I went upstairs suddenly for, I don't know what my reasoning. Secret rooms belong upstairs. Originally, I was thinking it was going to be in the attic, but I have a specific, like, attic category, so I didn't do that. But yeah, attic is out anyway, because I limited myself to these 3 floors. I limited it to 3 floors. So attic is out anyway. Okay? But if you're wondering how I have those like cushions glitched in there, I just used a platform level, and what did I do? I raised the cushions up to where I wanted them, and then I just placed the platform over top the cushions. So then they just glitch in together. And so it's not like a full seat there. So most of the time that stuff doesn't work, but sometimes if you have it at the right height, the sim can sit on there. But obviously that is like, there's no space for like the sim's the feet that sit actually. So it'd probably look pretty weird if that one worked. But I just put all that there for the decor, because it was very cute, and there was a bay window, so I thought it was perfect. So I had to do it. Even if it's like pure decor, I had to do it. And then, yes, it's basically a secret library was my thinking. And then I was looking at a bunch of images on Pinterest, and for some reason, all of the ones I had looked up, what did I look up? I looked up cottage rooms, and then I looked up attic rooms, because that's what I was originally thinking this was. And a lot of them had like a lot of skylights and stuff like that, so I did a skylight in the middle of the room. And then, yeah, I think this is the only... I've got a couple of the roofs done by the end of the build, so I have like 3 different roof types. I don't really know how I'm gonna like it at the very end. So far, it's not too much, because there's only 3, but it's about to be like 5 to 6 different roof types in the end. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Okay? And then I suddenly switch the aesthetic of the room and go completely like white and do that instead. But I think it brightens up the room and brings it together a little more. I really like this room as well, but I think I'm gonna stick with my picks of rooms downstairs. I like those better. And then, yeah, I don't know. This is such an odd shape. I don't even know how I got here to this shape I got. Because, like, I don't know when I start. Maybe after this one, I do, like, the rest of the floor plan. Because I was, like, really, like, what am I doing? I need to start planning the rest of the build to limit myself in my room. So, I think I start planning out the space after this, but we'll have to see. But I think I really like this space. I think it's very cute. But you can there's my sunroof there. And for some reason it keeps deleting my ceilings. Like I swear I look up and all my ceilings gone after I've placed it like 15 times. Maybe it was when I placed the platform I deleted the ceiling on accident. But yeah. I'm almost done with this. I just gotta add a lot. This was like a bunch of clutter and books. Okay. So let's think of the next one. The next one was a jungle room, and I thought since I had the hallway there, I really wanted to complete the hallway for some reason, so I just spun the wheel for the decor instead of spinning it for the room. So I just did the hallway for this wheel that's coming up, and I got jungle. I was really quite stumped. I really didn't know what to do. So you really got nothing in the hallway. There's a bunch of plants and then stone and a couple benches. That was all I could give you. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of anything. I was like, what is jungle? I don't know. And then none of the chairs were working for me. I was looking at Jungle Adventure. I was looking at everything. I was like, this is all not quite right. So I just went with a completely like stone bench and then just some random decor at the top. And then of course I had to include the skeletons from Jungle Adventure. I had to. But yeah, that's basically what the next room looks like. But I really had no like clue how to do it. It threw me off my game. I was really flowing along. I was like, okay, cottage, okay, this. But the jungle one threw me off. I didn't really know what to do. But maybe like for the family, maybe the idea is like they're just like a group of people that decided to live together and they just started with the one room and then there was like, okay, I can do this. I can make this room myself. And so they're like basically like DIYers. So one room might look really bad, the other room might look really good. So they've been following all these like tutorials and whatnot, how to do stuff to their house, and this is what their house ended up being like. I don't know. I don't know though. So since it's a two-parter, you guys have to drop some comments down below and give me ideas about family. I have no clue. This is like such a chaotic and messy build that I don't really know who's living here. A family, 2 families, 3 families, I don't know. It actually depends on how many bedrooms I have. I think I'll end up with 3 or 4 bedrooms, but I could also add some more. I don't know. But at least like 2 families. At least 2, because that 2 to 3 bedrooms is enough for 2 separate families. And the house is big enough that they each have their own space. But yeah. This is the Jungle Adventure. I just used a bunch of stone and then, like I said, plants. And then I was trying to fit I was trying to put that, I don't know how to say it, archaeology table in there, but it was too big. Okay, this is me trying some chairs, didn't like them, and then I started putting all these pots out, and then more plants, and that's basically what the whole room is. And then I decided on the open hallway vibe, and then that really influenced the other side of the house because I was like, well, if I have this, then I would want to have this. You know what I mean? So I didn't I actually ended up with an open like courtyard area for that part, and I did the open hallway again on the other side. So that's where I started to like figure out the idea and flow of my layout. Right now, like this is such an odd way to start a build. I hate that. I don't know if I'll do this again. This is crazy. But it'll look good, guys. Believe. You have to believe in me. I'll make it look good. I'll do all the rooms and then I'll come back in and add in the cohesive elements to tie it all in together. You know what always makes a build better? Plants. Plants make a build go great. Okay? I've even already did some planning. Like, that was random. I was like, oh, I should probably do this right now because it's jungly. And, like, what was that? What was that one? Mediterranean. So I had to do that then to get to the vibe. So I wouldn't forget. But yeah. So I made the top and the bottom of that, like, space the same thing. I just made them both jungle adventure hallways. So there you go. Pretty simple, like I said. And then the skeletons are guarding the other door, the double door, the special door. I don't know what that door is going to be. Maybe I should have. Now I'm thinking about it, because I had the secret room in that hallway as well. I should have had the skeletons guarding that room. But I don't think there was enough space in the hallway, because the stairways was right there. So I think it's a little bit skinnier there, and then the other side is pretty wide down at the end. Yeah, there's not a lot of space to put them by the doors, but I still could. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's still looking. I think it's cute. I'm trusting the process. Okay, guys, trust the process. It'll somehow look good. Okay. But yeah, what do we do next? Jungle Adventure. Oh, oh, I was very upset the next one we got. I was like, this doesn't really match the vibe at all. We had gotten Victorian Gothic. Like, what was I supposed to do with that? I was so upset. And if you ever want any extra plants or anything, you can use what I'm doing right here. I just put them in those pots from Jungle Adventure, and I just size them down or make them bigger to fit into the pot. So that's a handy way to get some new plants. Because I tend to overuse the same plants over and over again. So, yeah. You can do that with, like, any pots or, like, the pedestal thing. Sometimes they have, like, cute pots on those as well. Or any of the vases. So, there you go. And then we're pretty much done. And then, like I said, my worst nightmare came true. I literally, like, the wheel before this, I was like, what if I get Gothic? That's really gonna throw off the vibes. And I jinxed myself because I got Gothic. So, there we go. Yeah, it was Gothic, Victorian Gothic, and then it was a mud room. So that's like an entryway that I didn't plan for. So I had to I had to finagle it at the end of the space. I was like, okay, I guess I'll put it here, and it'll look okay. Okay, it looks fine because it's a mud room, so it's not too overwhelming, the gothicness. Okay, so I think it's okay, but it doesn't work well with the other stuff. It clashes, but it's okay. I made it work. And I looked up a bunch on Pinterest, the like gothic mudrooms and like gothic entryways. They had a bunch of cool ones, but I like the like built-in like closet area and like cubby holes for like your jackets and whatnot. So I did one of those, and I thought that it looked okay. Oh, but here right now I'm actually doing some layouting. So there you go. I did some layouting instead of doing the build. So I'm thinking this here in front of the kitchen is the entry, and then that space. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, let me just drag this all the way out and make a huge balcony. Why not? I don't know why. That's what happened. And then that one, I'll spoil you. That room on the right ends up being a game room, and then the living room, and then I think that's as far as I got. So the ones you're not seeing in this video is I've done a game room and a living room. And then I did one bathroom. So I've got an extra bathroom, and then yeah, that's it. So this is the layout that I was working with after I've done a couple of rooms. I decided to do the rest of the layout. And I don't know what this is gonna be, but I put it back here. This extra little space. It could be, because I have a couple of things on the wheel. It could be, I have a spa, I have a gym, and then I have something else. A sunroom, and then a greenhouse. So, it could be any of those. So I'm thinking this room down in the extra room in the basement is going to also be a bathroom. So I'm just going to make that a bathroom. But I'll spin the wheel for a style. Yep, there's the mud room. I was ecstatic, guys. I was so happy. Can you tell I was so happy? But yeah, I was so upset, and I was like, I don't want to do this. And I was looking at the wallpaper. I was like, really thinking, I don't want to do this. But I went with this store. I was like, this could potentially work. Halfway through this, I was like, maybe if I make like all the windows and the doors kind of like a similar like whitish off tan color, maybe it'll make it look cohesive somehow. So that was my thought process. I decided like halfway through, maybe that's why all the windows are white. I don't know. But yeah, some of them are like super, because I do get some modern stuff. That first part over there is a little bit modern, and then the ones later on I got were pretty modern. So it's pretty mismatchy. And I wanted it to be separate from the other part of the house, so I did like a little step down with the platform and whatnot. But I couldn't actually. I think I raised the other room instead because it wouldn't let me put the actual room down because I have a basement. So yeah, and then like I said, I was looking at pictures that had like a cool bench area, but I wanted one with like a wooden base that we didn't have, but also open on the bottom. So I just squished some cushions up on that wood base and did that way. I think it looks okay. It's not my best work. I don't really like the actual cushions themselves. I think they look a little weird. But those were the best ones that matched the vibes that I was going for. And then I just put a bunch of shelves at the top of the wall. And then I think that was it. Yeah, I just put a bunch of shelves and then I just clutter filled them, and I was trying not to. I just put a bunch of color, okay? And then I put a sink in here because it was a mud room, so you would want to wash your hands or whatnot. And then maybe I was trying to shove these shelves into the other shelf to make it look like it was hanging on my shelf already instead of theirs. I think I did okay. But yeah. And then I found that and I was like, ooh, this could have been nice. But I decided not to use it. I already had my shelves and whatnot to go. Okay. And I wish you could just place the clothes just freely, but you need a closet. So I do try to put the closet in there and size it down and then put the clothes in there, but it does not work. My idea did not work at all. The closet is too big, and you can still see it. Yeah, this is basically just cluttered, filled space that you don't really need. But the wheel dictates my life, and we have a mudroom now. Okay? So just a bunch of shoes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for in here. And then I made like this. I made it like, I don't know how you would say it. I finished it off with like columns and then like the little, what is the top piece of the columns called? The little like trellis thing. Is that a trellis? I don't think I'm thinking of the right words, but you probably know what I mean. The little top piece that goes across the columns. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I did that for the little cubbies. And yeah, that was basically it. I thought it fit the vibes. I changed the columns that I have now to more like a more skinny column or something like that. And I didn't feel, yeah, there they are. I didn't feel like those wood ones were working. And then I changed the color. And I felt like this was much more gothic than what I had before. And then I like the wallpaper that's in the background of the like columns. I thought that was a nice touch. Okay? So yeah, we're done here. And then what is the last one? Oh, maybe that's it. This was it. That was the last room I showed you guys. I'm so sorry, that's it. You gotta wait for the next video. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Leave any suggestions or comments down below of this video for the families or anything like that. But see you guys next time.